Hello, Olympians. Coach Laura and Coach
Ari
here today. Today we're going to be making an Olympic torch. You're going to need to gather some supplies. The first item you'll need is a pair of scissors, some Scotch tape, your flashlight, some tin foil, and some red and orange tissue paper. You may need an adult to help with some pieces of this exercise. All right, Olympians, since you've gathered your supplies, we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is take your large piece of tin foil as well as your flashlight. And we're going to just roll it up like it's a burrito. Ari, can you show us how it's done? You'll notice Ari's going to cover the bottom of her flashlight. Okay, and go ahead and roll it. Okay, and then Ari's going to go ahead and smush it. So just smush the foil all around. You can really smush it. Okay. And then at the top, we're going to just peel it back a little bit so that you can still see the top of your flashlight. Okay, now for our flashlight, we have a button. So we push our button to turn it on and off. And so we're going to go ahead and we can leave ours covered in foil. If it had a switch, you might want to just ask an adult to help you puncture a hole in that tin foil. Okay, so now that you've got the tin foil all wrapped around your flashlight, it's time to make our flames. So you're going to grab your red piece of tissue paper first, or your orange. You can decide which order you want your flames to go in. And we're going to kind of measure it. So Ari, how long or how tall do you want your flames to be? Let's turn it over this way.
I want it about there.
Okay. So what you're going to do is, with your flashlight, you're going to end up taping your flames around your flashlight. So we'll just kind of pretend like we are going to put it on there. And Ari, is that tall enough for your flames, do you think, to go above it? Okay, so go ahead then, and you're going to cut right along here and cut this strip. Okay, great. And then what you're going to do is you are going to just go ahead and cut some flame shapes kind of into the top. So we usually do it by just cutting out some triangles from the top of the paper. Ari, why don't you go ahead and get started on that, and I'll show them one that I did earlier. So here's one that I did earlier in red, and we're going to use this one, but Ari's going to show you. You can just cut little triangles out to make your flame shapes. So while Ari's working on that, I'm going to show you how to do the next part of this. So you're going to go ahead and just lay your flashlight down on the red paper. And you want to make it so that the paper overlaps a little bit. You'll need your Scotch tape at this point too. So we're going to take a piece of Scotch tape, and you're going to just go ahead and put this red on here. And then just like we did the tin foil, we're going to start to roll it around the top. And you'll see we have it like an inch or so around the top of that. And if it starts to get loose, then you can just get a piece of Scotch tape and put it on there. And then we'll just kind of keep going until we've wrapped it all the way around. And then you're going to put a piece of Scotch tape at the end. It might help to tear off some pieces of Scotch tape and kind of have them ready to go on the edge of your table. All right, so Ari was able to cut her flames during that time that we were doing it. And then I was able to put the one that I had prepared earlier on. So we'll go ahead and pause right there to let you guys catch up with your cutting. All right, so hopefully you've got your red flames all attached to your flashlight and they're ready to go. You can give it a check real quick to see whether or not the light lights up. Looks like it's working pretty okay. So once you have those, you're going to go ahead and do the same thing, but with your orange tissue paper. And to save us a little bit of time, I went ahead and I cut one of these. But we like to see, you can decide at this point if you want your orange flames to be shorter or taller than the red. These ones I did a little bit shorter, but you can pick and do it in the same way where you're going to lay your flashlight down and then you can kind of decide how high you want your orange flames to go. And then you just cut your tissue paper along there. And then you cut your triangles just like you did with the red one to make your flame shape. So we're going to take this one that I already started. And Ari, I'm going to have you help with this part. So let's go ahead and get you a piece of tape. And then go ahead and tape that orange on there. Okay, and then you're going to just roll the orange around. And let me know if you need another piece of tape. On there. Okay. It's okay if it's not super tight because we're going to put something around the top of it and that'll help it. Okay. And we'll just make sure it's really stuck on there. So we're going to just put one more piece of tape on there. Okay, so now that you've got your flames attached, the last part you're going to do is we're going to make a collar with your little piece of foil to help cover this up, all right? So you just go ahead and you take your foil and you got to decide. So it's got a dull side and a shiny side. Ari, which side of this do you want to be on the top?
Shiny.
Okay, shiny. And then we're going to decide how far up you want to cover your flames. So Ari, how far up do you want it? Do you want it lower, higher? What do you think?
I think that's good.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start just wrapping this around. Okay, and sometimes you might find that when your two pieces of foil meet up, you might need a little bit of tape just to hold it closed. And this time we are going to need that. So I'm going to just take a little piece of tape where they just meet up and just kind of tape it down. All right, Ari, let's give it a try. All right, you've got your Olympic torch. So if you're feeling like you need to light things up or get a little bit of inspiration in your day, you can just go ahead and light up your Olympic torch. It's also super fun to do at nighttime if you need something to help light your way. Here you go, Ari.